CATV is proudly presented by Toyota.
Michael, first of all, how have you guys settled in thus far?
Well, so far so good apart from the weather, to be honest. We haven't had a chance to get outside and do any training as of yet because of the rain that's around. I think the forecast doesn't look great for the next 6 or 7 days either. So, I'm not really sure what we're going to do at this stage. It's fingers crossed. Hopefully the rain goes away, but we'll wait and see. But it is nice to be here.
Accommodation-wise and that kind of thing?
No, it's fine. Every time we come here, we get looked after like gold. It's nice to be back in South Africa, to be honest. I've always liked coming here, and it's a tough place to play cricket, but it's always an enjoyable tour. So all the boys are excited to be here, and it is important for us though to get some preparation in, to get some training in. We really need this rain to disappear.
What do you feel will be the key aspects to winning the series in South Africa for you guys this time around?
I think we just need to continue to play the way we played throughout the Australian summer. We need to make sure we're scoring enough runs. We're up against a very good bowling attack, there's no doubt about that. And our bowlers need to keep executing to take 20 wickets to win test matches. So, it's about getting used to different conditions. But in regards to how we play, if we can play a similar brand to we played in Australia, then I think we can have some success over here.
The series, to agree from South Africa's point of view, has almost been built thus far as a contest between your bowlers and South Africa's bowlers and so on. Do you think that is going to be a key aspect, or there's obviously many other aspects to it as well, but do you think that the bowling attacks might hold the key to who actually ends up on top here?
Well, you need to take 20 wickets to win a test match, so they're certainly going to play a part. I think it's going to be a tough tour for the batters. I think, as you said, you've got two very good bowling attacks. I don't know what the wickets are going to be like, but generally there's a little bit in the wickets in South Africa. So, I think for both batting units it's going to be quite a tough tour, but we'll wait and see what conditions we face.
Anybody else?
Concerning the warm-up match this coming week, are there specific combinations that you're going to try out in the warm-up match?
If it stops raining, I'm sure everybody will get an opportunity. I think it's not a first-class game, so that presents an opportunity for all the guys to either have a bat or a bowl, and we'll try and utilise that as much as we can.
Michael, you made some comments you never watched the series between India and South Africa. How come?
I've had a little bit of cricket on. That's the main reason. I didn't get too much time, to be honest, when we were playing back in Australia, so that's the only reason.
Michael, back in June and July, obviously it seemed as if Australia were going into a crisis. What has changed from then till that 5-0 whitewash? What has Darren Lehmann done with the team to motivate you guys to absolutely destroy England?
Yeah, well, I won't agree with that. I don't think we're going into a crisis. I think we played some tough opposition in their own backyard. I think if you look at international cricket over the past couple of years, a lot of teams are having success at home but not having as much success away from home as they would like. We played India in India. It was a very tough series. And then we lost to England. But I think through that period, through the last, over the last 12 to 15 months, I think, the team's had a change of attitude. We've worked exceptionally hard on our game, individually and also as a team. And I think we got a little reward for that through the Australian summer. So, it's a great challenge for us to come to South Africa and play in these conditions against the number one test team in the world. And we know we have to beat our best to have success here.
Michael, obviously the Proteas are without Jacques Kallis now for the first time in a long time. Do you think there's a weakness in that top order? And secondly, do you support your coach's decision to go for specialised coaches and get rid of Steve?
Whoa. The first part of the question, go again. Okay, yeah. Jacques, he's obviously a magnificent player, and no team would ever be able to replace such a great player. I think what it does do is present opportunities for some other guys to come in and play for South Africa in the Test team, and I'm sure they'll look forward to that. I think the South African batting lineup is extremely strong, even without Jacques being in there. But Jacques a big loss would be a big loss to any team. What was the second question? Steve Rickson?
Yeah. Your thoughts on going for specialised coaches there?
Look, I think Steve Rickson did a fantastic job while he was a part of the Australian team. a couple of years back, I pushed extremely hard to get Steve involved, and I think as an assistant coach, he deserves a lot of credit for the work that he put in and the efforts he certainly gave this team. So at the end of the day, though, the support staff that support Darren are completely up to him. It's his choice to have the people he wants around him to try and get the best out of our team, and this is the staff we have.
You guys have done well against South Africa in the last few test series. How much pressure is it on you guys to do well this time?
We haven't done well, did you say?
Well, against South Africa in the last few years.
I thought we did okay last time we were here. 1-1 draw.
But you lost in the other year.
We lost in Australia. Yeah, hopefully we can have some more success over here this time.
Michael, part of your success against England was really being very aggressive, sort of that being in their face kind of attitude and so on, and also not shying away from talking to them and using maybe intimidatory tactics, verbals and so on. Is that going to be quite a big part of your tactics this time around as well?
It's never been part of our plan, to be honest. It's just the way the game's turned out. It's always competitive when you're on the field, no matter who you're playing against. South Africa is always a tough challenge, like I've said, and it will be competitive on the field. But I know Graham quite well. I know a lot of the South African players. There's a lot of mutual respect for both teams, and I think we're going to see a fantastic series. I think you'll see some hard-fought cricket on the ground, but both teams get on very well off the field. So you'll see us and South Africa get together after the game for a few quiet beers as well. So, look, it's about us playing our best cricket. That's what we're here for. Some guys play better when they get into a battle out onto the field. Some guys it doesn't affect. So it's about the individual player doing what he needs to do to have success. We understand there's a line there that you can't cross, and we won't be crossing that.
Michael, how relieved are you to see David Warner finally, showing the talent that we wanted to see from him? Obviously, it seemed as if he was going off the rails a little bit with his own personal problems, and I think what we saw in the Ashes that he is slowly starting to get into, the thick of things.
He had a really good summer back in Australia, and hopefully that can continue here in South Africa. I think Davey, as everyone knows, has a lot of talent, and it was good to see him put some really good performances on the board through the Australian summer. He's looking forward to playing here. He's had success against South Africa back in Australia. Hopefully that momentum can continue on for Davey.
One spot that seems to be up for grabs is the one now that's going to be filled for George Bailey and so on. With Sean Marsh not here and a few of the other guys that were contention, have you guys got pretty much clarity who you want to play there, or will a match like this sort of have to produce answers for you on that regard?
I think conditions, once we get to the first test match, will decide who we play. I think we've got options with a right-handed batsman, a left-handed batsman, an all-rounder, an extra fast bowler. I think we really need to assess the conditions. And then the selectors will pick what they feel is the best 11 players.
Michael, you think you brought the best attack in the world to South Africa?
Yep, I certainly do. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, but in my opinion, I think this Australian attack is the best attack in the world. I've said that. Statistically, the South African attack is unbelievable. There's no doubt about it. And they love their own conditions and have had a lot of success here. So we know as a batting unit, they're going to be extremely tough to face. But like I say, I'm a little bit biased, but in my own opinion, from what I've seen from the Australian fast bowlers over a long period of time, I feel we have the best attack in the world.
So who should be favourites here, Michael?
Well, it's South Africa's home ground, isn't it? Like I say, a lot of teams have had a lot of success in their own backyard over the past couple of years in Test cricket. So being in South Africa's backyard, I would imagine they'll be favourites, but it doesn't bother us. Either way, if you want to write in your article that we're favourites, I don't mind that either.
Sit in the front.
This is obviously being billed as the battle of the pace index. What is the role of Nathan Lyon there?
I think exactly like the Australian summer, he'll play a huge part. He's had a lot of success through his international career. He's bowling really well at the moment. He's learning his game on a daily basis, and I think Lionel will play a huge part throughout this series.
From a player's point of view, the latest rumblings in world cricket with you guys and England and India sort of, this whole sort of thing that's building around that. What are your feelings on that? Good thing for world cricket or not?
I don't know enough about it, to be honest. I think I've gone out of my way to not read too much about it. I think we've got people in much higher positions than me making decisions, whether that be at the ICC or each country's board. My job's to help this Australian cricket team have success on the field, and I'll leave those decisions to the experts.
Okay, maybe put in another way, you feel world cricket needs South Africa because it almost looks as though South Africa's been shunted aside a bit. But from a playing point of view, I mean, with South Africa being the number one test side in the world at the moment.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to go into how I feel about each country. I think the game needs to continue to improve. I think cricket is in a fantastic place at the moment, internationally. But I'd like to see everyone, every board, every player do everything in their power to help this game continue to improve. You know, our goal as players is to have as many boys and girls playing this great game as possible. Doesn't matter where you come from, what country. And that's a big part of being an international sportsman. You want people playing your sport, and we're very fortunate to play the greatest game in the world. So the more boys and girls that are out there playing cricket, the better for everyone.